Hi John, Steve from AP. Following on from Sam's question about Pep, he obviously had a significant impact on Spain and Germany's World Cup winning squads. Has there sort of been a Pep effect on the England squad this year? And can you also talk about sort of how he's improved your game just sort of over the last couple of years?
I think going to the Pep effect, as you said, is he's definitely had it on obviously us City boys, and we've tried to bring in what we've learned off from him to the England squad, and kind of just bring in a fresh idea of not on the whole game, obviously, on certain aspects of things, and everyone does that from the clubs, from their managers, and that's why I think we've got a great combination of players. And on a personal note, he's, you know, I've said it to you guys many of times. You know, I wouldn't be here without what he's done for me over these last 2 years, as a player and as a person. I think I've come on leaps and bounds. If you look at me, even from Christmas time to the end of the season, I thought I've improved massively again. That's from down to his dedication and how much he wants us to improve as players, and how much he wants us to improve as well. It's a massive thing for me personally. From since I came, always had the right things to say to me, and simple things. That's what's important, is not flooding your mind and overloading you with too much information. Giving you the right amount and making everything simple, and it's simplified my game as well.
John, after the game, Gareth suggested that this England team as a group are a lot more streetwise and street savvy than teams of previous teams. Can I get your reflection on that, your view on that? And you know, English players in general of the past have been deemed to be perhaps too honest. Do you think that's changed and progressed?
Yeah, definitely. I think football's evolved as a whole, and definitely now the game's changed from 4 years ago, and different personnel obviously, but you know, the guys have got so much talent and so much football knowledge that I wish I had that at their age, some of the younger guys than me. But yeah, definitely a very clever team, I'd say, in the respect of knowing when to do certain things in games where we've just conceded, and we go and, well, I've played a ball right into the corner, put the pressure right back on them, and we're in their half of the pitch. Things like that definitely we're a clever team, and have come on leaps and bounds over these 2 years working with Gareth.
In terms of just specifically winning free kicks, when you are actually fouled,
Yeah.
teams of the past maybe try to stay on their feet, but do you think you guys are a bit more savvy to that?
Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes I wouldn't know being that high up the pitch, but the boys know when they're in a situation that they can't get out, and look to buy a foul, and I think that's clever play. I've been on the end of clever players getting the body in between me and the ball, and getting fouls from me, and you know, sometimes you can't complain, and the lads are very clever. I say clever, I think it's having a great footballing brain, knowing when to do that without being, you know, called a cheat and diving. I don't think there's one in our team that do that or want to do that, and being clever and buying a smart foul is something that we have got as a team, and it can help us through the tournament.
John, I was just wondering if you could speak about the impact you think England's progress here and how you're all being treated back home will have on players who aren't at the tournament, who've maybe missed out on being in the squad. Do you think it will serve as greater motivation for them when they get back with the club sides in pre-season?
Yeah, definitely. I've been on that end of, you know, I've had been in that situation 4 years ago. Obviously, I played in Miami, then had to fly home. while the boys went off to the World Cup, and knew the hunger that I had. I wanted to be on that plane. Maybe naively saying that, because at the time I probably wasn't ready to do it, but having the opportunity to go there and be a part of it, and then having to go home and watch the boys on the TV was difficult.
But I mean, that tournament didn't go well. This tournament is going well,
Yeah.
and the players are being hailed as heroes back home. So do you think that will serve to sort of underpin the motivation of players, maybe like a Ross Barkley who's missed out, Jack, Luke Shaw, to go back and want to be part of this in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I never doubt that they want to be a part of it, or never cut corners. You know, obviously know the boys on a personal level, and absolutely gutted that they didn't get the chance to come. But for everyone that obviously never makes an England team, it hurts, and kind of gives you that motivation to go away and work harder, as you said, to try and get back into the England squad. And I think it goes for us as well. You know, if we weren't here, we'd be in their position and knowing how it feels. And I think that's how humble the team is. You know, they know how other people are feeling, and not selfish about what situation they're in. So yeah, definitely it'll make them more motivated and more hungry to get to the goals.
John, could you just tell us about you spotting Glenn Hoddle and what it meant to you to have a quick chat with him?
Yeah, I spotted Glenn running back over from my family. Yeah, I've seen him on the TV and never had the chance to meet him, and you know, he's always spoke very highly of me, which I appreciate a lot. So yeah, I wanted to go and speak to him, and obviously he was a top player as well. So when we got over to him, he said he wished he had the chance to play with me and Harry. He said, you know, likewise. So no, it was a really nice moment. He wished us all the best and wanted us to go on all the way. And you know, to hear that from someone like him is kind of hits home where you are and what position you're in and what chance you've got to affect things. So no, it was a special moment on a personal level.
John, in that system, do you feel, you sort of come across on Tuesday, Kyle is obviously still, you know, getting to grips with that system. You know, it's slightly unfamiliar. Harry's probably a little bit less experienced than you. You're playing in the centre. Do you feel more responsibility? Do you think you've grown as a leader? Do you feel more responsibility for that back three?
I think I've definitely grown as a leader. On the responsibility side, I think you've got to take responsibility as a player and of your teammates. You want to make sure that everyone's doing the job, and it's a difficult one. I think from me personally, I'm enjoying my football that much. I think it takes care of itself. Everything else kind of slots into place, and you know, I want to keep improving and keep becoming a better leader in my own way, and taking more responsibility, maybe off other people's shoulders. Say, for instance, if a young lad came into the team and it was his first cap, those sort of things, when you've played more football than they have, you know what kind of situation they're in. And I think as I play more games and as I become older, those sort of things will happen. But yeah, I'm trying to take ownership of my own game and be self-critical at times when I need to be, and make sure I enjoy it while I can. You only get one shot at it, and yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. As I said, everything else should take care of itself.
John, Richard Tanner at the Express. The manager was saying how impressed he was that even when the chips were down in extra time, you know, when the pressure's really on, you continue to play it out from the back, from the keeper and you and your two defenders. How important is it you carry on doing that if you're to win this tournament, you know, and how comfortable are you doing it?
Very comfortable. I don't think I know how else to play, to be honest, and and that's the identity that we've created for ourselves, is sticking to our game plan and how we play, and as I think it'll be vital as we progress in the tournament. Every team's got their own identity, and Sweden play different to us, play a lot more longer passes. You know, we like to build up from the back, and it's personal preference. I think we've worked on it that much and know our roles and responsibilities within the team. It's kind of instilled in us now that we should play like this and continue, because we know what results we'll get from it.
Okay, guys, it's the final three now. James, on it. Jerry, you go first, James, and then we'll finish at the back.
Just a quick one. John, talking about the fans in the stadium, in the Spartak, they were outnumbered 10-1 by the Colombians, yet they put in a sterling performance on the terraces. They made themselves heard. At the end, very emotional scenes. A lot of the players came out and almost tried to personally speak to them. Can you just tell me what the impact that has on the players when you see these people who've come a long way from home, difficult circumstances as you were experiencing on the pitch? There's a real bond there seemed to be between those fans. How important are they to you? Would you like to see more of them now come out for the quarterfinals and further, hopefully?
Yeah, if they can, that'd be great. We all know that they're supporting from back home, wherever they are. So, you know, for the fans that were in the stadium, we wanted to show our appreciation and know that what they're doing by coming over and supporting us wherever we go. We know that wherever we go, there's England fans out in the numbers, so it kind of hits home that you know, I was once still am a fan and know what it is to go to games, and they've come all this way, and to see the team win, which we did at the end of the day. We gave them that joy, and seeing the smiles on their faces, we wanted to live that with them. Sing the songs that we don't get to usually do, and you know, enjoy that moment while it's there. Now we know we've got another job to do. Come on, lad, get out. You're not sitting
James
on
Ollie.
this. It's on TV.
John.
Sorry about that.
Hi. John, can I just ask you one about VAR? Gareth, you seem to have been one of the most savvy teams with VAR. Has it actually changed the way that you defend set pieces and attack, particularly corners? Obviously, you've scored from a corner already. Have you actually physically had to change the way that you mark players, that you attack the ball, and have you developed anything specifically, sort of set piece wise, with VAR in mind?
No, I don't think so. I think you know you're going to get pulled up if you foul off the ball or anything in that respect. I think nothing will be missed now, even though some things do go under the radar. One blatant one the other day, but in the respect of do we play different? Not at all. I think we've got to still have our own beliefs and knowing what we do on the training pitch we bring into the games, but always have the suppose little reminders in the back of your head that if you do create get a foul and it doesn't get seen, it could always get brought back from VAR, and it works both ways. I think in the opposition box, you know, we've got a few penalties now that the referee has seen, but I remembered in the first game, I think it was, maybe second game, Harry's won the penalty, but at the same time I've been absolutely hauled to the floor. So if you didn't spot that, then it'd go to VAR and it'd be given as a penalty.
Okay, last one at the back.
Hi, Nicola Miri from Swedish Expressen. I just talked to my Swedish colleagues who talked to the Swedish players. They said that all the pressure is on England, and to advance on your expense would taste really well. How would you answer on that?
How would I answer? I think well, they're playing it down, aren't they? So I think I've said before that we can't underestimate Sweden as a team. I think everyone's seen that now, and they're not going to be able to hide away from what qualities they've got. And we all know what qualities they've got. They're a good team, and we have to respect that and make sure that we do our research. As I've said, they wouldn't be where they are without quality and without having that hunger to get where they are. And you know, sounds like a good team to me. So you know, we'll do everything we can to make sure we're fully prepared to play against them. As I've said, it's a difficult one because you want to say some things, but you can't. And I don't know how to answer to it. They're kind of putting all the pressure on us. They're in the same situation as us. They're in the quarterfinals. It'll be a great match. Yeah, so that'll be it.
Okay, guys, it's been an epic one. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Thanks, John. Cheers.